Hi guys, it's Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, we are going to look at July's My Paper Pumpkin. For those of you not familiar with My Paper Pumpkin, it's a monthly subscription craft kit that shows up in your mailbox. It's a subscription program that you control from the comfort of your own home. You can simply subscribe for 1 month and then never do it again. You can subscribe for 2 or 3 months and then pause it for a month or two, but again, you are in total control of it. In addition to being able to subscribe month to month, we do have 3-month, 6-month, 9-month, and 12-month prepaid subscriptions that can be added to our hostess parties so that hostesses can earn credit, or you can earn hostess benefits through prepaid subscriptions. Prepaid subscriptions also make great gifts. I'm getting ready to send these to my nephews who like arts and crafts. I also am sending this to a dear friend who is going through chemo, and I know that this will be a fun box for her to take when she's going for treatments and things like that, because it has everything that you can need. So let's take a look at how I created these fun projects, and then I'm going to show you them. I give you a little teaser right now, but then I'll show you them. So let's look at this kit and get an example of what comes every month. A little fun blue tissue. It's like getting something from a very expensive store. Every month you will get a different number of ink spots. It depends on what's needed for your project. These are the same inks that are Stampin' Up's classic full-size ink pads, so you can use the re-inkers for them on them, so they can be re-inked, and they are raised, so they're really easy to work with. So you'll get different ones. You'll also get exclusive photopolymer stamps. These won't be available any other place besides in the kit. When you first subscribe the very first time in your very first kit, you will get a trial size clear block. If you decide that you like the monthly subscriptions, I encourage you to invest in our high quality acrylic block set, but you will get a trial size block to use with these. You'll get adhesive if it's needed, if it's something special other than maybe the general type of glue stick or snail that you have. So this one has glue dots this month. And then what you will get is you will get the materials that you need to complete that month's project. Pre-cut, pre-scored, ready to go for you. So this month in July, it's the supplies that you need to make 24 fun pinwheels. And each month, the kits are going to vary. Some months it will be a craft project like the pinwheels that you see here. Some months they will be card kits. Last month they were the supplies that you needed to do cards. So let's take a look at what was in this month's kit. As a demonstrator, I subscribe to a couple of these because I always find that I like making them exactly the way that the kit was intended. But then I also like going off-road, as I like to call it, and doing things like I'm going to show you in this kit here. So they're all packaged and taken care of really nice. And let's get rid of that. And let's look first at the instructions. So each kit comes with a full color picture that you can see on the front. This one actually has a video link so you could watch them assemble it, but it's also very easy to also follow along in the photos, and they show you 3 different variations, from a little topper on the cookie to a fun little straw to put in cute little jars of lemonade, to the actual pinwheel that you could use on some fun projects. So you got full color instructions. Then for this month's kit, you have 24 pre-cut pieces of paper, and they're actually even punched. In just a minute I'll assemble one for you for the holes for the brads to put the pinwheels together. And there's 3 different double-sided patterns that you have here. So you have 24 of those. You have your treat bags to work with. This is what they use to put the cookie in, and then they put the pinwheel on top. I'll show you another treat that I did with it. You have these wonderful, really sturdy straws. They are just fun. And I'll show you another idea with them besides just as straws. Actually, I'll show you 2. So you have your great straws that are part of it. And then you have this little embellishment pack. And in this month's pack, you have gray and white baker's twine, which goes with the gray that's in the color. The color in this paper is Real Red, Night of Navy, and our, oh my gosh, I'm a smoky slate gray, so that's there. And then you have these big silver brads, which are perfect centers for your pinwheel. And then the little paper clips to use to pin the pinwheel if you want to things. So let's take a look at the basic pinwheel assembly. One of the things, let's see if I don't know, see what color will show up best for you. One of the things I like to do is take the brad and just poke out the paper that is part of that pre-punched hole, and just kind of get that paper out of the hole. So I'm just going to poke that out so I can actually see the hole. Just get rid of that paper by using the brad for that. And then there's one in the center as well. So now I have all my holes punched out. And the holes are only on one side, so you can't make a mistake with this. So then I put my brad in, and I bring it kind of towards the center, and I grab this hole here, and I bring it towards the center, and I feed my brad legs into it. I grab the holes again, and I bring it in towards the center, feed my brad legs in. Sounds funny, brad legs. I wonder if Brad knows his legs are being used that way. So now we'll go ahead and put, okay, Janet, turn your head sideways, so you turn it sideways, and you're going to put the legs in. So now I have the legs on all four, and I'm going to kind of squish it down, and it comes right through the back. Now, one of the other things, and I did this through the magic of television, I went ahead and already punched a hole in the straw, and I can kind of open it back up again. I can push the legs are long enough to come through and out the other side of the straw, and now it'll turn like a pinwheel does. So, real fun. You can choose to put a little circle of color if you wanted to punch a circle, and you'll see that on a couple of the ones that I did. You don't also have to punch it the whole way through if for some reason you want something to flow through, or you want to be able to, I don't know, drink through it. Who knows why you maybe wouldn't want the brad to go the whole way through. You could use your glue dots to adhere it. So that's your basic pinwheel assembly. So let's take a look at some of these really fun projects that I came up with, and I'm going to go ahead and give you some other fun things to do with this. So let's set all that aside. And let's start first with, of course, you just already saw these. These are, just some more of the different pinwheels. This, again, if you're not poking the whole way through, you could just hold it on with sticky strip. You could use dimensionals, glue dots, but just some of the fun pinwheels. So we've got those. I went ahead and used one of the pinwheels full size to create a card. If you didn't want it sticking off the edges, this is 4x4, so you might want to trim it down to 3.5 or 3 3/4 if you didn't want it sticking off the end of the card. Again, I mentioned that it's Night of Navy, Smoky Slate, and Real Red cardstock, and white. So I just, encourage you to have some of our basic colors on hand. And there was a red circle on that. The Celebrate is the word from the kit. I used our little banner punch. Oops. I guess I need a little bit better adhesive on that. Little dot impressions folder, some circles, party and celebrate. So just kind of a nice clean card there. I used our French fry box here just to give you a different variation. And then there's those treats I told you about in the treat bag. And then there's a pinwheel. I found some red, white, and blue like chocolates. And our little celebrate on our French fry box. Because Project Life is so popular, I did a Project Life layout. This is one of our 6x6 pages. I did trim, in this instance, the pinwheel down so that it would sit within the 4x6 pocket. The Land of the Free, you're going to see this on quite a few of my projects. USA America, Hooray for the Red, White, and Blue is one of our circle monogram stamps, and I love our custom circle monogram stamps, and I know that I'll use this. In addition, when I have customers come for Project Life, I have a bucket of these stamps available that they can use on their pages, so they're kind of fun and unique for my customers. These triangles here, what I did was I simply, and if you want to use your trimmer, you can if you're worried that you aren't going to cut. I just cut that little extra piece, and I just made 4 triangles, and I just laid them on, and they're just slightly wider than the 4 inches that is, and then I just snipped the edges off. So the little triangles is how I did that. USA, these are the banner pieces for journaling. I used the little clip and little circles for that. So there's a little Project Life page. This is another fun 12x12 page, which I'm going to use to give you an idea of what else you can do. This is your pinwheel, your basic cardstock, again, 3 of the banner pieces for journaling. The stars on the background are our new mask, and then I just used baker's twine for a little added accent. To get this flat, the very first time I did that, I ran it through the Big Shot, but I thought, oh, there has to be a way when I'm just sitting at my place so I don't have to get up, because sometimes I can be a little bit lazy. And so if you take your bone folder and just kind of hold on to one end and just start rubbing, you can actually flatten it. So you're just going to rub it with your bone folder. And of course, a bone folder is always handy to have. And so now it's nice and flat, and I just ran a piece of sticky strip down the back, and I was able to put that on the page, and now it's not bulky. It's a nice flat embellishment to use on my page. So there's my 12x12 page. And of course, like any good scrapbooker, this coming weekend for the 4th of July, I will stage some photos to put on there because I don't like having just the page without photos on it. So I will stage some photos for that. This really fun birthday page, I took a flattened straw and I cut it into 3 and wound the baker's twine up for it for the little end of the candles, some baker's twine. These corners are just varying sizes, again, of your triangle, and here and then your brad. And then again, these are your different triangles, and for the shorter ones, after I put the full-size triangle on, you see full size, shorter ones, shortened them up, and then just trimmed them. And then you've got your little things. And I know I'm going a little fast, but you can see the close-ups. This one's really fun. This is your pinwheel on the top, and then 2 pinwheel pieces to make a box. And I'll show you that after I show you one more piece that uses that box idea. And I will lay this flat for just a minute. Well, I'll stand it first. So this does stand, and you'll see that in the pictures. But what it is it's 2 pinwheels, and I went ahead and enlarged the hole a little bit and put the pinwheel, the stick through it, made a little banner to string between it so you could make a cute little table banner decoration. And then when you open this box up, this is not coming out because I put glue at the bottom, and that's adhered to it, and then there's some chocolate treats. Darn, we had to use chocolate as a weight to hold the box down. So you've got your fun little box treats there. So let me show you how I created the boxes with those pinwheels. It's actually uber easy. Let me grab my scoring blade, and let's grab one of our pieces of paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it at the 1-inch mark. You could pick different marks if you want your box to be tinier or a little bit bigger, but I'm going to pick the 1-inch mark. First off, it's a nice easy number for me to remember while I stamp and talk. And we're going to use the scoring blade, and we're just going to score, and we're going to do that on all 4 sides. We're just going to go ahead and score, and we'll score again, and come on, Janet. One more time, we're going to score again. So I've scored it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Let me set that aside. And then you just want to go over and you want to crease all of your score marks so that you have them. And we're just going to crease them all. And I like the size box that this makes because sometimes part of the expense of filling favor boxes is you've got such big boxes, and then when you try to put something cost effectively inside of them, you feel like, you know, that's where all your money's going. And so this is just a nice size box that's not going to require a lot to fill it. So we've kind of scored it all just real quick. And now what we need to do is we need to add adhesive. And what we're going to do is on one of the 2 flaps, you're going to put adhesive and fold it in. And you're going to go around and do that on all of them. Okay, so we're just going to add our adhesive, just like that. Now we're going to flip it over, and we have the little flaps again, the little points, and we're going to put adhesive on all 4 of those. Glue dots are new fast fuse, even if you want a sticky strip. It all depends on the weight of what you're going to put in it. I'm using snail because it was handy here at my table when I started to do this. And I'm just going to fold that piece in. So fold it, and I'm just going to bring it up to form a corner. Fold it in, bring it up to fold a corner, bring it in to fold a corner. So there you have your piece. Now to make the lid for that, what you want to do is you want to make the lid slightly, and I mean slightly, bigger. So what we did was we put it on at this 1-inch mark. There's a little 1/16 mark on either side. You literally want to be between those marks, okay? If you come over here to the 1/16 mark, it'll be just a little loose like you see here, which actually makes it easy to get on and off. But you don't want to go any further than that, okay? So you just want to be that little smidge larger. If this is, you know, if the 1 inch is your, ooh, I missed this little bit of glue. If the 1 inch is your top, then the bottom needs to be smaller. If this is your bottom, then it needs to be on the other side of the 1 inch. So it'll work. It'll all work for you. Okay, just depends on what size that you're working with. If you're doing 3 by 3 and making your box a whole lot smaller or bigger, again, you just want whatever size the base starts with. The next part needs to be a smidge smaller or a smidge bigger. That's all. Smidge. And I mean, that's a true technical term for you. So I hope that you have fun with your July paper pumpkin. For those of you that are not Paper Pumpkin subscribers, one of the benefits of subscribing is you have access to past kits, or you have access to refills, because sometimes you want to do all this fun stuff, but you also want all of the pinwheels, but you don't need the stamp anymore, you don't need the ink spot anymore, you obviously don't need the instructions. And so we also make the past refill kits available to our subscribers, so that's a great perk. So if you're ready to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, visit me at remarkablycreated.com. If you want to see the stills of these really fun projects, you can visit me at remarkably.com. And if there's any other projects that you saw that you are just itching to add to your craft stash, you can also visit me at remarkablycreated.com. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a very safe 4th of July this year. Take care and God bless.